70. Okay, so make sure you understand, like what do you call that? Financial statements. What is the income statement? What's the balance sheet? Statement of cash flows I didn't cover, so you don't have to bother much about it. But these two, yes, income statement and balance sheet. You guys have to know it very well. You should know what is the golden accounting functions, because there are some questions coming out from that accounting equation itself. You may have to calculate some things. Yes.
Do you mind giving the page number?
It's 318. Okay, and then after that, this is very important now, from 320, page 320 to page 322. Okay, there's questions coming on that. So you will get some questions. You will get an example, something similar to this. All right, so make sure you practice this, right? How to calculate each of these things, right? Like how do you calculate the gross profit? How do you calculate the net profit? All of these things. Questions are coming on that. Make sure you understand how to conduct the break-even analysis, because you're going to have to calculate it. All right. There's a whole question which has like 4 or 5 different questions under it, where you have to basically do calculations. Right. So if you get one wrong, all those 4 questions are wrong. All right. So make sure you know how to calculate it. All right. That's very important. Okay. And read the question properly. Please read the question properly. There are some tricky questions inside, all right? So you have to read between the lines. If you read carefully, you'll understand the question. If you read it fast, you might miss the point, right? You might miss the main issue that is asking, that is being asked of you. So please read the question properly and make sure that you are able to solve this, especially the break-even analysis as well as your income statement, okay? And then, of course, understanding basically what is the ratios. Some ratios are covered, the main ratios, like the current ratio, right? Profitability ratio. Profitability ratio is not covered, but the current ratio, the debt ratio, these things are covered, so take a look at that, okay? And that's it. That's it from the chapter 17. Okay, so that was chapter 17 that was covered. Chapter number 7. Where is chapter 7 now? Chapter 7. So chapter 7, make sure that you start looking at more of like, what are the characteristics of an entrepreneur, similar to what I give to your quiz, right? How to start your own business kind of thing, what exactly is the things that are required. Financing, right? This is very important. Who are angel investors, who are venture capitalists, so you have to understand that.
Doctor,
yes?
The angel and the second one. The second one, I thought it was just for startup.
So the angel and all of them are for startups, right? It just depends which stage of the startup they come in. Angel investors, they come at an early stage, right? They usually have a small amount of money, right? Venture capitalists, they come at a later stage with a larger amount of money. Okay? And that's the biggest difference. Okay? So that's angel come at an early stage with a small amount of money that they invest in, and a venture capitalist comes at a later stage of a startup with a larger amount of money.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay? So that's on that one. All right. What else was there that is covering? What is the advantages of these things in terms of job creation, innovation? Women in minorities is not covered. Good producing sector. So page number 128. You should know these two. Very important. Okay. What's a good producing sector? What is a service producing sector? Right. So page 128. Very important again. What else is there? Advantages and disadvantages of small business or startup owners, right? Starting a business, like franchising and all that should be covered.
Victor, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between franchise and the existing business?
Franchise is you take a branch of a business, but it's a branch, right? An existing business is the one that you acquire. Like you take the entire thing, it belongs to you. A franchise, you
Can I change the name?
Sorry?
Can I change the name?
Yeah, you can do whatever you like. But franchise, you cannot do. You have to follow whatever they tell you. Okay? And then in a business idea, like what exactly is the business idea? What are you exactly fulfilling, right? So all these things, then starting from scratch, franchising, buying existing business, right? The different ownership options that should be covered, right? Who is a franchiser and who's a franchisee, right? What else? Yes.
In the book, they didn't talk about the startup company, but in the slides they talk.
Well, basically, it's startup, or they call it small business in the book. They call it small business.
What's the? Okay.
Okay, so in the book they're calling it small business mostly. All right, why do businesses fail? Page 137, definitely coming up. Okay, that's it. So that's it from chapter 7. Okay, and then the external materials. So let's go on to the external materials. So things on the business model canvas is coming, right? I've already put this up in the what do you call that on the blackboard, right? So you can find it. Again, what is entrepreneurship itself? It's to create new products, ventures, etc.
Similar to what we did in the project, right?
Yes, exactly. Very similar to what you did. So again, what is franchising and all that? You see, these are very similar. Social entrepreneurship is there also. So make sure you know this, right? Anything that improves social problems is social entrepreneurship, right? Red ocean and blue ocean. I haven't seen it in the exam, but just to give you a quick overview, a red ocean is where you basically go into an existing market where there's a lot of competition, right? For example, if you guys were to do a food delivery app, right? It's a red ocean because there's too many food delivery apps. However, blue ocean is like how our 3D printer guys are going into. There's no one there. So a blue ocean is a new market creation. Okay? So you can see what are the different strategies. Okay? So this is coming out. What else was there? Nothing on this part. And then if you go on to the other side, which is value proposition canvas. Again, understanding overall the business model canvas, right? You can read this for more information, right? So what are revenue streams? What is customer relationship? There's some questions on that. And then what exactly is the main difference between the business model canvas and the value proposition canvas? Okay. And then what are customer profiles, right? What are the gains and pains? Pain relievers, gain creators. What is an MVP? All right, so you're going to ask what is an MVP and what's it for, right? What is it used for? Right. So this particular slide number 19, is pretty important. And that's it for this slide. And then the last one, entrepreneur financing. So basically, why do they need money, right? Why do they need to raise money? These things, right? Cash flow problem, capital investments, product development, right? Where can they raise money from? Right? Personal funds, equity capital, debt financing. We covered a lot of this in detail also, right? It was also in your quiz. Yes.
Which slide was this?
This was slide number. This is week 12. If you see the week 12 entrepreneurship financing, slide numbers 5, 6. Okay. 7 basically is the detail of this. 7 bootstrapping is also there. Is bootstrapping covered? I didn't see it, but just in case, you should cover bootstrapping also. These two, equity and debt funding, financing basically. This is important. This is coming out, which is slide number 10. Okay, and then elevator speech. Okay, why is it called an elevator speech? So what exactly is an elevator speech? Okay, this is coming out. Preparing an elevator speech, this is also coming out. Okay, so make sure you know these steps. We didn't cover it so much in detail because, it wasn't necessary, but it's coming out in the exam. I don't know why. But plus, I've already told you, this slide number, what is it? 14, yeah. Slide number 14 is coming out. Okay, then I already told you about the venture capital business angels. So who is a business angel? This you can give you more details. It's also in the book, right? You can also use this. So read the book for the main description. This is just an additional. So venture capital and business angels. IPO, is IPO coming out? Not really, but if it does come out, you should know what it is. Initial public offering. You know when the company goes for to get public listed, right? What else is there? Commercial banks, not really much. Leasing. Is leasing coming out? Leasing. Yes, leasing is coming out. What exactly is leasing, right? So page, which is that slide number 27, that is coming out.
Doctor,
Yes.
what it mean? Listen.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me start this, what do you call that? Give me 1 second. I need to start this thing and then we can. Can I make it? Mr. Danish is our startup executive manager for the and by the way, if you're interested in $1 million as a pre-seed fund, so it's pretty good. So if you guys are interested, you'll be able to see that. So all of these are actually within the external material itself. Yes.
External as in not in the
External material. Good. So if you guys are interested in taking your venture forward and actually doing something about it, you can start with us and then you can move on to them.
there's a photo external as in not in the book.
Yeah, external as in not in the book. I mean, you can find.
The blackboard about the external material. Could you please show us?
Yeah, let me show you which one exactly. Good idea. Let me exactly show you which one. Okay, so if you go on to your course content, the last one. All right, there are only 3 slides, 1, 2, and 3.
Those are
Those are the ones that I'm showing you right now. Okay, and those are the ones that the exam is focusing on. All right, these were basically for our class only. Okay, these were for class. Our chapter 7 is there. You can look at the chapter 7 slides, which was in this one. Right, in this one you can see chapter 7. The slides are there, but I still suggest you focus on the book, right? Because most of the exam questions are coming from the book. The only ones which are coming from the slides are these 3. All right, the ones that we're going through right now. Okay, these ones. All right, so like I was saying, leasing is also covered. Right? Someone had a question on.
Yes. What does this mean?
Leasing. Okay, so let's say this classroom, I own it, right? And you would like to rent it out for me, right? Or lease it for me to run your startup here, right? So we go into an agreement and we say, okay, you're gonna rent it temporarily to run your startup. That's what leasing is basically.
It's like rent.
It's like renting. It's like renting any place. So that's what they just call a lease agreement. I don't even know why they want to cover it in here, but okay, it's covered, right? So just read it. Right, so it can be leases for facilities, like place, or leases for equipment, right? So maybe some high-tech equipment, like the guys who own 3D printers, right? They must have that worldwide already, right? So you can rent out 3D printers from them. Okay, so that's called leasing. All right. So then strategic partners, some things are coming out in terms of strategic partners, right? So who exactly are strategic partners, right? They are basically that help businesses to conserve resources by providing support. Right, so they give you a different form of support, right, and therefore you will not need to use your personal resources. All right, and that's it basically. That's going to be coming out on these chapters. So each of these chapters, chapter 7, the slides, all the 3 slides, plus chapter 17, there'll be 14 questions each, and then the rest are the rest of the slides, the rest of the chapters.
Doctor,
Yes.
can we do class and teams before the final?
For the exam?
Yes.
Sure, we could do that, no problem.
Just before the exam. Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. Your exam is Thursday morning, right?
Yes, it's okay. Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, I can do it anytime. But yeah, your exam on Thursday at 8 a.m. Are you sure you're going to be ready?
Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, afternoon.
Yes, afternoon. It's good.
Yeah, no problem. Let me know whichever time you guys are free.
Okay, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, after the whole then. After the first will be fine. Oh, no problem with me. Okay? Any questions? Anyone has any questions? Yes.
Okay. Can we use the same notes for the midterm?
Yeah, you can use the same notes. I think even the video should be there.
Yeah.
I think the video should be there. So you can even use those. Because the same things are covered. You see, right? How many questions are covered here? 42, I think, right? 14 times 3, 42. That's right. Right? So the rest are what? How many questions? 18 questions?
Yes.
That remain?
Yes.
60 minus 42. 18 questions. 18 questions in how many chapters? 6 chapters? What were the midterm chapters? 6, right? 5 or 6? 5 chapters. So yeah, 4 questions, 3 to 4 questions each. That's it. Very simple. The first part, you should be able to ace it easily. The most amount is actually from here. right? From this one, from the 14 questions from the finance, and 14 questions from chapter 7. Right? This is the bulk of it. The rest is all just 3 to 4 questions. So it's not much from the midterm.
The material for midterm, it will be detailed in the, or just the surface of.
You see, right? There may be some tricky questions. Like I said, if we're doing a class on Wednesday, then let me have a look through again.
Okay.
And then I can tell you if it's very detailed or is it just, on the surface kind of thing. Okay?
Okay.
So we can do that. Any other questions?